Um, just a heads up, today is Tuesday, yes, but we're going to be doing the house tours today. As I mentioned last week, I will be gone tomorrow all day, pretty much. My son is going in for some wisdom teeth extraction surgery, and at this moment, we won't find out till this evening when exactly he'll be able to go in. And I don't know the whole scenario as far as how long we have to wait before he goes in, how long it takes, how long afterwards that he's free to go. I've heard some say that it's just a matter of hours. Others say it might take a little longer. He's going to be going under, so he's going to have, the anesthetic to kind of come out of, and I don't know if they'll like keep him close at hand until they're sure that that's all out of his system or what. And of course, the next few days afterwards, he's going to be home trying to recoup. So I'm going to be, playing doctor at home, uh, Dr. Mom, trying to make sure that he's as comfortable as possible, and of course trying to make meals that suit the requirements as far as keeping things cold and soft and just easier to take for someone that's had a lot of teeth pulled. Um, as it is, yesterday I missed streaming because unforeseen, he ended up being sent home from school. He's been having trouble with his wisdom teeth for, I'd say, off and on for the last couple of months. Really, we kind of knew long before that there was probably going to be issues and it would be required that they be removed. But it's only been the last couple of months that he's really started, having issues with it. And yesterday was one of his bad days where there was like some bleeding while he was trying to eat, and uh, a lot of pain. It was giving him a headache and all that. So they just ended up sending him home. And so I spent the afternoon with him. And of course, in the morning, there were some other things. So it just ended up that I wasn't able to get on yesterday. So I'm warning you now. I'm going to try and stream Thursday and Friday, but you'll know what I'm doing if I'm not. I'll be, babying my son, making sure he's comfortable and not feeling too depressed about being downstairs alone by himself or whatever. Um, so since I won't be there tomorrow for sure, um, uh, I wanted to make sure that we did at least get the housing tours uh, for the week. So they're going to happen today. Good morning, Soccer Top. I hope you had a good weekend. I know it's kind of late, but since I wasn't here yesterday, I couldn't ask then. So anyway, I know I said we were probably gonna, that was probably the end of the winter tours, but I figured I've already, of the 6 EU entries for the Venus Rising's Winterfest housing competition, I've already toured 2 of them. You can catch those in previous tour videos that are archived and easily accessible, either YouTube or on my Twitch channel and that kind of stuff. So I thought it only fair that we go ahead and tour the remaining 4. So we got 1 on Dominion side, which we're going to visit first, and then we've got 3 on Exile side. Now I know that Nilia has plans to do some live streaming of some of the homes on the 15th. But I figured it wouldn't hurt to go ahead and give them some little extra attention. And again, I try to be fair, so since I've already toured 2 of them, might as well tour the rest. So everybody gets their fair little bit of fame. So yeah, let's just get right to it, since we do have 4 houses to visit and we don't want to string it out too long. So we are on, let me see if I get this right, Neavlis Mida's home, the Great Papa Phineas. Again, I'm not going to go into too much detail as to what I like or don't like. I mean, there's a lot of nice features of all the homes that were entered into the competition. I've already done my judging, sent my scores in, and I believe Nilia has finished hers. And we're in the process of comparing notes. And then, of course, the winners will be announced on the 15th, along with the NA stuff. So we're just kind of going to go through. I'm going to point out some things that folks might not otherwise notice if they're just kind of rushing through. Let me slow down my run here. Um, the garland is, of course, the overgrowth. I don't know which one in particular. There's three types, but it looks to be maybe the narrow one. I'm not really sure. And then, of course, the balloons for the kind of like the hollyberry looking stuffs. Niavlis opted to go full on, hey Maddie, full on protostar as far as I think the intention was to dedicate the whole plot to the Papa Phineas scene. Most of that, though, I think is concentrated in the house itself. So we're going to first take a look on the exterior and note some details, and then we'll move on into the interior. So I hear you have a little snow scene with a custom sled, which they repeat throughout the plot. Looks to be just wooden 2x4s all around. And then the makeshift snowman, which has, I believe I don't know which bottle in particular it is. It's either the small bottle or the medium bottle. But using that for the orange, not only for the scarf, but also for the nose. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. It's a very shiny object, but it seems to work all right. The red cushion bar stools for the buttons, and I'm not sure what they're using for the eyes and mouth bits. It looks to be two different items. I think the eyes are windows, the backs of the Orin windows, and then I'm really not certain what the mouth bits are. The hat is a combination of the judge's hat, and then whatever item they're using for the mouth, they've also used for the two hat pieces. I suspect it's like the bottom of either one of the microphones or one of the new like lampposts or something. I really don't know for sure. It would be handy to kind of find that out, but some things better left discovered on your own perhaps. And of course the twigs for the arms. For the tree, they decided to make a tree skirt out of just the regular rugs. The ornaments are sandwiched together bowls, and it's hard to see from up close here, but if you back off and look up, you can see that the top piece appears to be just the combination of that space suite, the glowing space suite decor, to kind of give it a little glowing star kind of ornament up top there. Over here we have a train. A lot of bits gone into this. I'm not sure if I can name everything that they've used, but you can see that they spent a lot of time piecing a lot of things together. There's 2x4s, there's wall pieces. I don't know if, I assume these are the lounge tables, not the round ones, but the rectangle ones, and they've just layered them in a way that makes a nice pattern. Looks like, I'm not sure what these pieces are, but cylinders and other things to make the little pipes on the train thing itself. The benches, again, are 2x4s with curved walls for the little, I don't know what you call that, overhang or something, a little canopy. Yeah, I agree, Maddie. The wheels are pretty colorful and interesting looking at. Any kind of geometric design like that usually kind of is a good eye catcher. And the use of the the wreath, the standalone wreath, but they've just kind of sunk it in to make it look like a garland across there. I mean, look at the ladder. Even there's a lot of like pillars and 2x4s going into all of that. Then you're able to go inside each little car, and each one's given a different kind of scene. This is where you presumably shove in your coal. I don't really know what item it is. I assume it's at the back of a fireplace. I don't know which one though. I've seen this effect used on someone's front door for their little like haunted house, and I just assumed it was like a rug with a light that was flashing behind it, but I guess it's an actual fireplace that's, you just see the bottom of it or something. Because I mean, you see the embers flying off of it, but I really don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the campfire that's turned upside down. You know, I've never actually turned that upside down to take a look, so that'll probably encourage me to do that just to see if that's what it is. But it probably is now that I think about it. But there you go. That's yeah. I don't know which it is. I want to suspect it's the campfire, and it's just turned upside down, and but I really don't know. It's my educated guess. It could be any of the fireplaces because a lot of them have interesting kind of like brick types of things, and this doesn't quite look bricky. Sort of, it looks like a weird pattern. But yeah, that's something for people to kind of keep in mind the next time they build something like that. Of course, you got the little sandbag cart, and then you have the passenger train cart, little booth cart, whatever you call it, I don't know. With the seats made out of a combination of green pillows for the cushions, and then the bars. Just a little U-shaped bar, and using that as the base of the seat. Here you have the dining cart, dining car, not cart. I constantly regret not getting more of these Shades Eve bowls because I see now that I probably would have been better off getting a bunch because they have different colored kinds of fillings, and I've seen folks use them in interesting ways as far as either food items. I saw one use them as paint kind of bowls. In fact, we'll probably be seeing that very soon because I believe it was Maddie that did that. But here you have the dining cart. There's a sandwich. I can only guess what items those are. I think it's bananas for the yellow part, and like maybe Chewa pillows for the red. It's like a mustard ketchup sandwich, I'm guessing. I don't know. And then, of course, you have not only a table for two, but a round table for a bigger group. It's a combination of Oran leaf windows and the tiki stools. And of course, the tables are the newer Oran tree table. And then they've opted to decorate it with a little extra stuff. Again, I think it's the ferns for the greenery, balloons for the berries. And over here you have a little bit more fancy thing with even a chilling bottle of champagne there. I think they're using, looks to be, it's really hard to get in there and see, but it looks like files, the little bulby file bottom to fashion the little ice cube kind of stuff. That's my guess. Then you have the gambling car, which looks to be, what is this? I don't know what this is, blackjack or something. They're using books as the cards, face down, and then they've got looks to be other books, and then different items used to represent the different faces or whatever you call them. So you have the diamonds made out of what looks like chua pillows. The spade and clubs, I really can't tell what those are. It would be, again, interesting to find out what those are. I know these are stools and then another chua pillow for the heart, but I don't know what they're using for the black parts. Oops. Looks like they're using a combination of pillars for the, I guess those are supposed to be additional chips. And then this is the little tool that they use to kind of rake in the chips and things. And then you got the little roulette betting board and the roulette wheel itself. Looks like a snowball maybe for the little ball. Or it could be a piece of a plushie that's sticking up just so. A lot of parts going in here. Again, I don't know what they're using for all of the black bits and things. The red, I assume, is either chua pillows or the red walls. I think it's exile walls for the red on that part. Nautical wheel for the top, some more pillars, and then one of the hover park pieces for the little dome here. I couldn't even say what they're using for the little curved bit here. Could be a bowl, combination of bowls. Don't know. Then you come into the sleeping car. It's just got some basic standalone beds, but then they added little candies to each little bed, you know, like a little mint, which looks to be one of the pillows, and then for the little wrapper ends is, I assume, like one of the sacks, like a tan sack or something. Using one of the dressers in combination with some of the tables to get a different kind of cabinet going. And then the bathroom, you've got the sinks, which one has water actually filling in and it's bubbling and everything. Here you can see where the little plug stopper is out, so there's no water sitting in it. It looks to be a nautical wheel, a Merg dynamite for the faucet, a couple of chains placed just so to make the chain. I assume maybe the top of a bottle or something for the stopper part itself, and of course the red moon vent for the drain. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. I don't know if that's maybe the soap, maybe? I don't know. Oversized toilet paper rolls for, like, you know, the hand towel kind of bit that you just kind of dispense out and you dry your hands. And then this one, I believe, is acting as the trash bucket. If you examine further, you'll see there's a toilet. It's got a trash bucket, a little pool gig with the sporty sphere is the little handle thing for the flusher. And it even comes with a scrubber brush. I think what they're using for the water in the bowl is, again, the glowing space suite item. Kind of hard to tell. Again, it looks like a really dark blue, so that plant kind of has that shade of blue, but it could be something else. Over here, they've got a urinal with a, looks like a spoon end for the little flusher here. I assume that those things have a flusher. I really don't know. And then some waterfalls for the moving water. And of course, the bowls themselves are made out of the bowls. Okay, let's see, we've got that covered. See if we can get a better shot of some of the train. It's just kind of a repeat with the curved tops and the wheels, and of course the railings all around. Go back out this way. Okay, from here you can see some different buildings. I think they're using purple arches for the pathways through the town, little village. And then this particular porch and staircase is made out of the cellar entrance. I think it's just turned upside down so that you only see the brick part. The windows and doors to this is a combination of 2x4s, Oran walls, and white picket fence posts, with the door having the extra bit of files for the handles and red exile walls for that little bit of color on there. Then we come into what I presume is the bookstore. So they've carried the wooden benches that they used outside at the train area in here to kind of match the furniture. You got what we've seen before, where folks use the books and then put the travel posters on top to make them look like, you know, a thick book rather than, you know, sometimes we use the travel posters by themselves and just pretend like they're magazines or something, but we've seen a few use this kind of setup in the past, and it's an effective way of making an actual book kind of thing. You'll notice that they made a telephone. Again, I can't possibly name all of the pieces that they use. I don't know what they are using for the black part. I presume this is probably the end of the vent tank. I seem to recognize that pattern, but this one I'm not positive about. I think, I don't know what this is either. It might be the end of a book or something. I really can't tell. Same way, I know a lot of it is Oran, like domes and tubes and floors and stuff, but I don't know what all of those pieces are. Then we have the cash register here. Looks to be a combination of the ergonomic keyboard, just one end of it. Probably the other part is sunk down inside the cabinet here. Looks like the bottom of a chest being used as the tray, and then they have it pulled out and put a little bit of like a treasure pile there to make it look like money is in the register. An open book for the little receipt tag that's popped out at the top, and this little like glass-like part, I believe that's a Dominion shelf. Not the bookshelf, but the shelf. I think it's also called Imperium shelf. I think it's called that when you have it in your inventory, but when you put it in your crate, it turns to Dominion shelf, or it's the other way around. It's one of the two. The only thing that I could think of that maybe would add a little bit more is if they use those blinking detonator lights to kind of like put in some numbers behind the glass to give it that feeling like there's they rung up an amount, like how, you know, like 199 or something. That would be the only thing I would probably suggest there if you wanted to just take it a step further. Oops, stuck behind this thing here. Then you have a faux door with even an exit sign above. Again, it's a combination of exile walls, it looks like Cassian pillar, white picket fence posts, and the same with the sign. It's a lot of combination of posts and things. On this side leading out to the train, you come across a little, I don't know, like a vending machine thing. One of those, you know, the little kids always say, "Oh, mommy, I want a toy from the little machine," and that's this is, I think. It's the Winterfest gate, the fence posts. I think those are these lamptastic, protostar lamptastic things. There's some balloons in there, sandwiched festive emblems, a couple of snowballs, and of course the bowl combination that they use on the tree outside to make ornaments. So maybe it's an ornament machine or something, I don't know. And then of course the glass layered in to make this almost like a gem kind of shape, cut kind of deal. Make the globe for the toys. Over here we have a fab kit, the garden, that they've built around it to kind of help it blend in to the entire scene. They even added a little tree swing, not tree swing, but a little swing here made out of dragon shelves and chains. On the interior, they added a little shelf thing for the hay, and they even have a little mouse hole here with a little hay mouser. He's even got a little holiday hat on. Now on either side of the bookshop, you'll notice some like planters made out of just metal-edged wooden pieces in an interesting pattern, kind of like a strange-looking kind of vase. And then using the overgrowth pieces and the glowing space suite as the plant. But that's on either side. Now, if we follow this little path up here, you'll see that the exit door, I found it a little strange. Again, I'm not trying to really critique too much, but I would mention that you have the exit door inside on this wall here, and then you have the exit on a different wall out here. So maybe it's like there's a little workspace inside this little outlet here. Anyway, you go up this little bit, and again, I couldn't tell you what's being used for this particular piece. You come to a little lookout made of snow-covered rocks, some pillars, and it looks like an engine piece from one of the spaceship parts. I don't know the names specifically, there's just so many of those, and I don't really use them that much, so I don't really know the names, but it looks like an engine part that's being used as a telescope. You have some curved glass arranged in a interesting pattern for the little canopy here, and a good place for like a little nice overview of the town from one particular setting. I think when I took some screenshots of this place for Twitter, I actually hopped over to the roof over here and took some, but and then you have this convenient little slide. Settle back down, if you wish. Over here we have the sleigh with the little team of WildStars. Everybody loves to put the little Rudolph one at the front with his glowing nose. This one opted to use a actual red lantern for that. Others have used like the red balloons. Either works. They've even included antlers for them You know, even though they got the like the ram helms, um, uh, they included the antlers, and I think the antlers were just coming from the Chumbacambra bust. Um, the setup for the reins or whatever are just leafy stalks. Um, and then I think the bits for the actual reins are the I don't really remember the name offhand. It's one of the new plants, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. There's some exonite pieces for kind of like the seat, green pillows for the actual cushion part. Then again, as I said, they've got the sleds coming through. It's like the plushy animals are delivering the gifts to the sleigh itself. You have the little back area that's got the packages, and then you got each little individual package being delivered by that. I don't know what they're using for the streaks in the snow. I assume it's like plates and stuff. That's what I used, and it kind of has that same appearance, but it could be something else they've decided to use. And you'll see that, again, they carry that throughout. It's got a couple here, and then another one over here. There's my alter ego carrying a gift down to the sleigh to load it up so that the plushies can cart it off. Whoops. Stuck on the slippery ice. Let's come from the front here. So from the entrance, if you come this way instead of the other way, you come across the hot springs. So they've got a few NPCs dressed in holiday-ish swimwear to kind of help tie this particular fab kit into the mix of things. And they've added water to the Elden Fountain fab kit. Or maybe it comes with water. I really don't know if that comes as is. Here they have a little houselet, mini house. Hey, Nordna. And so in this one, you have kind of a basic, just a simple setup. You've got a little dining area. Then you've got the little seating area, and they've made these couches and seats out of multiple blue cushion chairs. Makes it look a little oversized, you know, even for my character it looks a little, it's I don't know, it's weirdly a combination of big and small. I don't know how to explain that. The little mantle piece here is made out of a combination of gear trophies. So it's not just the simple gear trophy that people put out, they just combine several to make a different kind of trophy. And of course, the fireplace is made out of, again, the cellar entrance. So not only did they use that for the construction of the porch for the bookshop, but they've also found a way to make it into a different kind of item here. Between these two houses, they've inserted a little playground area, so you have a teeter-totter, a swing set, and a little slide kind of thing. The only thing I feel is really kind of off here is there's no like beams or posts holding this up. I think that's what feels odd to me about that. Mostly it's just 2x4s or metal edged wooden pieces, not only for the swing set pieces, but also for the little canopy that's covering it, gazebo or whatever you want to call it. Used a lot of the overgrowth layered up differently to kind of make that kind of like an ivy covering. And then of course you can see it's like a lattice work, the roof and stuff. Let me go into another little house. This one has, I really don't know what that is made out of. It doesn't look familiar to me. It could be, I don't know, for all I know, it could be some corpses laid just so that all you see is like a certain bit of the fur, and then they've laid it out in a nice pattern. That's all I can guess. Because it doesn't look familiar to me. It doesn't look like any of the regular rugs that we have. It's, I don't know, a strange combination of colors and shapes that I'm not familiar with. That would be my guess, though. Again, this chair is made out of a combination of the same chair. It's two, like 3 pieces to make the one. And the little fireplace looks to be the Draken fences comboed up. The little, I guess this is the fire putter outer thingy, the little where you put it on top and it kind of snuffs it out. Fire snuffer? I don't know what it's called. I'm really bad with technical names like that, but it looks like a combination of a spoon and a bowl for that idea. And then of course you have this little table with the checker set on it. The checkers, I'm confident, are the tops of stools, and then the tiny chew-a-cup bottoms. For the actual board, I'm less confident in saying what that might be. I really don't know. You can kind of see how some things are, it could be the tops of pillars for the light colored squares, and the bottom of a single object for the black part, maybe a chest or something like that, because it doesn't look like it's like a travel poster or anything, because the travel poster is more square. This has got a flared little corners. The table itself, though, is a combination of the round tables that I so despise, and then a top of a Cassian pillar. Again, they've extended this bench out by sandwiching 2 together. A little. Okay, so Maddie suspects that it's different pillar tops. It could be. Maybe it's the Cassian ones. They're kind of dark, aren't they? And then the other ones put in, I don't know which ones. You know, something, when you see an idea like that, you're not really sure, then that leads you to experiment with ideas. Also notice that the walls and such of the buildings that we're exploring are made out of, it looks to be the backs of pictures. Which one in particular, I'm not sure. I want to say it's like the one of the portraits, like the tree portrait or something. It's one of those that's got the little hangy thing on it. I don't know how to describe it, but they've just sandwiched it together so that all you see is the wood, and not the picture itself from the inside or the outside. And then, of course, the ribs are made out of exile walls. It's kind of positioned and turned. Then we enter the final little hut, mini hut. And if you'll recall, this is where the packages were coming out to be placed on the sleigh, little sleds. So here we have a whole little gift pack, gift box collection. They hint that there's some kind of packaging going on down below, coming through this little conveyor belt system, and then you've got all these different gifts. Some of them are the actual, like I think this one is the curious gift, and they've just kind of sunk it down so it doesn't look like the whole thing. And then others, like this is a beer can that they've just added the curious gifts bow on top of. They've done that in a lot of instances. I think that's the bottom of one of the bottles. This is a bowl. You've got a Chua stool here. This is one of the plant vases. Another plant vase. I think that's the bottom of um, uh, one of the white picket fence posts. Another bottle. Um, this, I think, is the bottom of a bag, one of the new gift bags. So basically, they're just taking the bows from the actual gifts and top them on top of other things to kind of make their own kind of gifts. So I think we've covered everything on the exterior. Now we'll go inside Papa Phineas's home. You see that they've made a little pond kind of waterfall area for this under the bridge kind of thing. A lot of people feel like there's something needs to go there, but they're not always sure what to put, and that's an alternative idea than just putting a chair there or something. You'll see that they use the new Winterfest fences to make another interesting design on this window here. And they've even gone and made up their own mailbox. Now there's an actual mailbox inside there so that it acts as if it's functional, but they've customized the mailbox themselves with different floor pieces, wall pieces, and a pillar. So let's go inside. And we have the living room area. Some will remember this as some of the things that I tweeted in picture form. We have a painting of a holiday scene with Papa Phineas delivering his gifts to the homes, popping them out into the little house. Combination of snow-covered rocks. Looks like a plate for the half moon. Who knows what they're using for the black parts? It could be the bottom of the vent tank or what. I suspect a plushy piece poking out there. For the stars, I'm not sure what that is. Could be the top of a particular lamp that we have on hand. One of the new Winterfest pieces. I really couldn't say. That's a sandbag there. Orange fences and fence posts for some of the trim on the sleigh. Exile walls for the house and the sleigh body. Just a variety of things there. Then you've got the tree with all the different gifts below. And then the little star above is made out of, it looks like a combination of maybe a snow clump with the golden arrows finishing it off. You've got the fireplace made out of pillars and horn walls. On the interior, it's more, I think it's Draken walls for that part. For the little framed P letter, I think it's, oh yeah, that's probably true. Maddie's suggesting that the stars are probably exonite pieces, which it very well could be. How they're arranged specifically, I couldn't say, but I really don't use the exonite stuff too much myself, so that's probably one of the reasons why I don't recognize it. I think the letter is made out of bananas. Oh, no, it looks like Marauder chairs. There you go. For the yellow P. For Papa Phineas himself, well, looks like more exonite pieces for the chair and possibly the little star on his hat, his little fez. Looks like balloons for part of the fez, his arms. It's a little weird that his arms jiggle like that, but you know, he's a jolly old jiggly thing, so I guess that works pretty good. Stockings for his socks, WildStar plushies for his slippers, pillows for his bow, and belt and part of the cushion, a gear for the little, what do you call that, a cravat, little hanky thing that he has around. I suspect snow clumps or such for his little trim on his outfit, and like his little smile. Although that one's kind of shiny, so it might be something else. I don't really know. And of course, it looks like a combination of Photostar plushies to kind of fill in his cheeks and things. For his hands, golden skulls, perhaps. Not quite sure on that. Looks like they used the Marauder chairs again to make this little frame picture of a little tree. Then you got this chest and desk where I believe it's to be where he sends or receives letters from those that have written Papa Phineas for their like wish list or something. So they've got like an open letter here with the seal broken, and then inside here there's like a nicely stacked and then just kind of a thrown together pile of letters. Looks like a combination of floors and triangle pieces to make the envelopes. The little ribbon ties, likely a combination of exile walls for the red string parts, and then oar and leaf windows for the bow. You can see that's the festive emblem for the little clasps of the of the chest itself. Upstairs, as we go upstairs, you'll see some pictures. Looks like little collages of Winterfest type of things. The banners and the stairs themselves made out of, it looks like, pillars, 2x4s, and then the Orin fence posts to kind of wrap around it. We'll go up here first. Have the little helpers bedroom area. So they've got their little beds and all their little stockings. Turn some Orin fence posts into like a little coat package rack kind of thing. Come on to this side. This is presumably Papa Phineas's bedroom. So you have the bed itself is a combination of sleeping bags, snow clumps, a little bit of either chew-a-pillow or red, the Orin, not the Orin, the exile walls. I think it's chew-a-pillow because the red looks slightly different than the wall itself. The dressers in combo, different sizes and stuff to kind of make all the furniture match. The quilt is, of course, like I said, the sleeping bag. I presume it's the same materials here. They've just made a different kind of design with it. And then they've added in gifts as like the little design that's on the quilt, and included a little scene of Papa Phineas's face and his famous WildStar next to him. On this side, you'll see Papa Phineas's spectacles, made out of, it looks like the bottoms of glasses, and then I couldn't say what all is exactly is being used there. Like 2x4s, and I really don't know. Like curved glass pieces is probably what's helping create the frame. But it's an interesting combo of items. On this side, they've made an actual alarm clock. Looks to be like one of the hanging wires, Orin domes for the little bells, really hard to get up close. See that unusual item that I don't know what it is that they use for the phone and for parts of the snowman and stuff. Plate for the face of the clock, I presume, and then again, it's really hard to tell what they're using for all the pieces because I can't get really up close, but possibly 2x4s or something for the hands. They've combined one of the heart lamps. In my plaza, I've tried different combinations of lamp instructions. And one of the problems is if you use pieces that look good as a lamp but aren't actually a lamp so that it actually lights up, you kind of fall into issues with, well, maybe the lamp's off and you don't get the light that you want. This is an example of how you would use an existing lamp and then just kind of cover it up mostly or entirely to make it a specialized lamp, your own design. Here we have a little pouch thing. I don't know if these little pieces actually come on that. I really never looked at it very close, but it looks like it's inset, so you only see the cushions there instead of the whole thing. You have a little, what I call a capstock, but it comes where he's got his socks hanging on there, and he's got his little fez hanging on there, and it also almost looks like a little vase is inset at the top. It's a combination of those orange pillars, the fancy pillars. And then the final room in the house is the kitchen. You've got a mop with the water bucket. Again, I think the water is the file. Then they've used the mop and just kind of tucked it in to make it, I don't know what those called, a little scooper thingy where you push the trash onto it. So they've got, looks like a cup. I don't know what this little blob here, I think it's one of those web-covered eggs, one of the white ones, to kind of give it that dusty, kind of yucky look. And then a beer can for the trash bits. Then they've used the mop handle again and added the wheatgrass and a metal edge piece to form out the little broom. The trash can is a combination of like grain sacks or sandbags for the top part, wooden 2x4s for the sides, and then again it looks like they've used the eggs that have that little cobwebbing stuff to kind of make it look nasty and like gooey, and then a little can there. I presume this to be a fridge that they've decided to open so you can see that there's shelves and other things inside there. I suspect the top of the hammer for the handle, but it could be something else, I don't know. The handles here, and I think the butter is bananas. These, I don't know what this is. That thing again that it's the bottom of something, I don't know. I think these are bottles. Looks to be staircases used for the little grill part here. Cassian pillars for the arm bit here. They got some cookies made out of, it looks like Orin windows with some, presumably the neon sign, the octopus one, that they just have the triangle showing. They've got some cakes, or I don't know, it kind of reminds me of like those jello molds. I don't know what exactly these pieces are. It looks shiny like some of the bottle bottoms, but like in combination or twisted just slightly to give a different pattern. and then they've been adding little flowers to it. The little dish drying rack, just another combination of 2x4s. The sink faucet is just a bunch of pillars for the handles and the faucet itself. Not sure what they're using for the purple in there. It could be obsidian rock even. Again, I don't know what they're using for the little pie things, but it looks like a combination of different things to just turned and positioned to make an interesting pattern. It could be Maddie. I really don't know. I'll have to check it out. Maddie's suggesting that maybe the black bits that has that little curvy white bit might be the bottom of the Falcon base. And it very well could be. I don't know. The little tray for the cookies is the Oran, I guess it's Oran desk or something. And then they're using Cassian pillar, or not Cassian, but some kind of pillar for the handles there. Table just made out of 2x4s. And then the flower vase is just a combination of an existing vase, and then they've added in extra flowers to kind of fluff it out a bit. So yeah, I think that covers everything for this plot. Worth a visit if you have a chance and you have access to Dominion side. Excuse me. So that was Neoblis Midas, the Great Papa Phineas plot. So now we're going to switch to Exile side. And visit, yeah, I agree, Norgna. Visit the 3 remaining entrants into the Winterfest housing competition. Again, we're only visiting 4 today, but that's because the remaining 2 we visited in the past and some of the other winter themed housing tours. So if you want to see those, I believe it was Faifa Freeman's plot and Lady Anna Loy's plots. We visited them already. So the next one we're going to visit is Vesla Geiger's plot. I think it's Winterfest in Hondo City. Yes, Winterfest in Hondo City. Now this one, much like Lady Anna Loy's, is the builder took an existing plot and has incorporated Winterfest decor to kind of dress it up as if the place or the town or whatever is celebrating Winterfest. Whereas I think the others actually, built a full plot around the whole winter thing. These 2 decided to just use an existing plot and dress it up. So it's, one way to go about it. So here you have some carolers doing their thing. You'll see that all of the faux homes, they have little wreaths on the doors. Now I'm going to try and not attract the attention of the hobos. They do have a hobo train out back here somewhere. Your secret is safe with me, Maddie. But you can see they got these faux buildings. It's like an apartment complex kind of thing going on. You can't actually go in the building, but as with many towns, that's often the case. They resort to using faux buildings for any number of reasons. Maybe they just don't want to elaborate on what's on the interior. Maybe with all the custom work they do elsewhere, they've run out of decor count and they just can't give as much attention to that area as they would like. It could be for any number of reasons. Some people are strictly against faux kind of buildings. Others are kind of on the fence about it. I think depending on the use and how well they're portrayed, it can be a yay or nay. Oops. So here we have the bank. So they have all the bank tellers as protostar guys. They have a faux door kind of behind the barrier there, so you actually can't open it. But again, it kind of alludes to the idea that there's more to the building than you see. And then a spiral staircase leading up, made out of those marauder signs. And then you have the whole little office space up above where they're, I don't know, planning their strategy to take over the world or something. Making some damage. Let me slow down when I run again. Keep forgetting to do that. I don't mean to rush through here. It's just I forget to turn off the speed run. So then they have several different buildings kind of geared toward different things. Like here you have what I kind of gather as being like the party area of the plot. So they've kind of built it around the party fab kit. They've got a custom fab kit as well. Here's a little bar section. And then here's another little bar, a little different. It's almost blind. It's almost as blinding as looking at some of the Exonite stuff. When you get to the Elden, all that glowy. Then you can go upstairs. And again, it's another kind of bar. So this is kind of like for me, it's like the party side of the plot. And this is where you come and get your drink. But you can see they've used a lot of the curved walls to get that the countertop there, the thickness that they want. And it looks like glass walls, the curved glass that they're using. So it's actually see-through. Kind of keeps with the theme of the bluishness. And of course, they got the drinks all lined up here. Plates for the shelves, and the beer signs with a little bit inside, and then again the curved glass walls for the little tube that's holding it all together. It almost looks like a Christmas tree kind of shape, but it's an actual beer stand kind of thing. Here you have the little grand celebration hall where they've used, I'm trying to think of what the name of the thing is. It's the Justice stained glass window, I think. There's actually other versions of the stained glass window that just haven't been released into the game yet. I mean, it's there, but it's not available for us to collect. They've just layered them all in to make this big dome-like structure. And using this as the main little celebration area. Using neon signs for the decorations on the tree. Pillars for the little wall hangings. And of course the Ichthian energy barriers for the railing on the outside. For all these little mini balconies kind of things. I'm going to go ahead and leap out here real quick. Don't want to miss the graveyard out back. I say graveyard, it's more like a little park. It just kind of reminded me because it's dark and almost sort of creepy, but not. They got this little pond here, and of course they got the fountain going on. Lots of flowers around it. Yeah, so it's not really, I guess it's not supposed to be a cemetery. It's probably the fencing that makes me think of that. Just different flower arrangements, so I guess it's more like a city park kind of thing. Oops. Let's see, where are we? Now we go to the more commerce-oriented side of the town, and that would be where you would find like the eateries. So here you have the little, look at the messiness. There's all kinds of trash out here. Where you have the food vendors and you have your little snack tables outside if you want, you know, if the weather's nice. And then to the interior, and again, they've incorporated their fab kits. You have the Snack-O-Matic here, but they've built around it and included other little snack booths using the fencing, staircase landings for the countertop here, combos of the dressers. Looks to be travel posters for the top of that counter. Again, it's a combination of plants. It looks like, was it bushberry, bush bull? I don't know what it's called. It's just a little fluffy thing, and then they've added the green flowers in to kind of fill it out and put those into the planters. So here they got a different arrangement. Here's the really big little cafeteria area where they've got different little food sections, register. They got the little drink dispenser here, using the lever switches as the little bit that you push to get the liquid to come out, using the posters and I believe airtight containers as the little actual dispenser bits. It's kind of disturbing having the disgusting maw as part of, I don't know what, they're donuts or something, weird little bagels or something. Little cups of dip or soup or something here. Very bright here. Hard to see the plates. And you come over here, another little eating area, seating area. A little bit of entertainment with the piano in that room. I think that's all downstairs. So then we go up the stairs on this one. And these are the exile signs, I think that's what they're called, being used as a staircase, and then having them attached to the hanging chain to kind of give it like a spiral staircase thing. So on this next floor, we have some of the actual shops. So we have what looks to be the clockmaker here. So they've got a variety of clocks, some that they've customized themselves and others that are standalone. And this one looks to be made out of tiki bars, some glass, and Merg dynamite for the hands. This one's a plate and possibly an exonite piece for the center there. And again, the Merg dynamite for that. This little, I would assume to be like a grandfather clock kind of thing. It's just a combination of Orin pillars and Orin clock. And then for this one over here, it's that exile sign with the Merg dynamite as the hand. And I guess the welder is working on repairing that clock. Over here we have the arms vendor. So you've got all your bombs and guns and explosive materials. The display cases looks to be just airtight containers with the white top of it just kind of set into the floor, so you just see the black part and then just covered with some curved glass. All the little detonator bits. Here we have what I assume to be the Winterfest shop, where you can come and buy some gifts. So they have an assortment of things that you would possibly want to get, little bags and apparently bras as well, towels and little things that you might, maybe stocking stuffers or something. And then they've got the little register guy here. Notice they're using the I can't remember the name. I keep wanting to call it Fancy Bar, but I know that's not the right name. Elegant Bar? Something like that. But they're using it not only for the staircase here, but the frame, the doors. I want to point stuff like that out. So go up to the next floor. We don't fall off the staircase here. And you've got some additional shops. You've got the plushie shop here. And in here is the bed shop. And I think that's it. You know, the building constructions, there's a lot of items going into that. Those are the these bits here are the magnetized containers. I think this is the Eldon emblem thing. Maybe not Eldon, maybe it's Osun. It's one of the two. Bits of different kinds of walls and pillars and arches and things. They're even, if you notice, they're using the posters for the floors. So you see this nice metal floor. You're on top of it, but if you look up, then you notice it's made out of poster. So yeah, I think that's it for Bessla Geiger's Winterfest in Hondo City. Just making sure I didn't miss anything. Little trash bucket made out of a tiny chewa cup. Yeah, I think that's it. So moving on, excuse me. Charming Bar, yes, that's the name of it. See, I always say fancy. I don't know why, but that's just me being me.